Okay, so we're recording and we're gonna do that. Okay, so can everyone see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what we posted earlier in the day, and this is the Win the Day tracker. So this is kind of a nice way to keep track of your business activities. Did everyone have a chance to kind of look over this? And if you didn't get a chance to print it out, at least look at it?
Yeah, I looked at it. I can't print it because I don't have a printer.
Yeah, that's fine. The nice thing about this is, like, I really like using Google Docs. If you've never used Google Docs, I highly recommend getting a Gmail account. If you don't have one, they're free. And then you can store a ton of stuff in Google Docs, and it's just like Word and Excel, except for that you can access it from any computer just through your email account. And
Cool.
I even keep everything like right on my phone because you can download the apps. So I can do everything from my phone. And so all these sheets you can, I couldn't ever figure out how to get this exact one into my Google Docs, but you can, I took this idea and made it my own into my own Google document, using these same ideas. So that's definitely something you can do. And then that way you don't have to print it. You can just keep track of it on your phone or on your tablet or on your computer. So I definitely recommend, doing it that way. Some people really like having the printed out paper, pencil, writing it down. And if you're like, I need paper, pencil person, then print it out. But if you like to do everything on your phone or on the computer, then you can just do it that way. So I'm going to go over how this kind of works, because for some of you, you might still be looking at this and not quite sure where to go with it. So, are you winning the day? Behaviors to achieve your goals. So, down here, if we kind of start at the bottom, these are what are like the preset goals. And you can adapt these to what you want your goals to be. These are great starting goals. So help 3 customers with a challenge pack, which would be SE5. We're going to talk about what that means. I think tomorrow, that's when we talk about Success Club 5. Basically, every challenge pack that you sell is 2 points. So if you sell, if you have helping 3 customers, help 3 customers with a challenge pack, that would get you actually 6 points. So 6 Success Club points. So that gets you to Success Club 6. So that's what that means. So another goal they have on here is Success Club 10, which this is kind of an optional goal for those of you who are on the fast track, it says. So if you do the math, that would be 5 challenge packs. So that would be helping 5 people. We say in Beachbody, to be moving your business forward, you want to be helping 3 to 5 people a month, which would be 3 to 5 challenge packs a month to get you into Success Club 5 or Success Club 10. And if I've totally lost you, don't worry, because we're going to be going over all of this in Coach Basics over the next few days. But this is just so that, give you an idea of what this all means down here. Add blank coaches this month, and it says recommend at least 2 a month if you're on the fast track, between 3 and 5 a month. So this is adding coaches. We're going to talk about that and what rank means. As soon as you have 2 coaches added underneath you, you move up to Emerald rank, which is the first of many ranks that you can achieve. So this is a big deal once you get to Emerald rank. So it's always great to be looking for people who you think would also be great in this business by adding coaches. So what you can do is kind of look at these goals and start thinking about, when do I want to achieve them? And then you would fill in when you actually hit them. When you add coaches, you would put their names down here with the name and the date that you added them. Okay. And again, all of this is not like, you don't have to use this exactly like this. You can adapt it to you. I took this and I kind of made it work for my goals. So here are the things that you should be doing each day. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things to do each day. So it says fill in how many you reached out to each day. Your goal should be add value 5 per day, follow up 5 per day, invite 5 per day, add 5 new friends per day. So again, you can see our numbers are kind of 3 to 5 people is what we want to be doing daily. So add value, start conversations with 5 people. This does not have to be Beachbody related. So this is a big thing that I want you guys to take away from this call. We don't go around just spewing Beachbody at people. We want to actually start conversations with people and build relationships. So that's another thing we're going to be discussing in Coach Basics, but just start thinking in your head of some people who you maybe could start reconnecting with or start just conversations with, you know, people maybe you haven't talked to in a while or that you've been meaning to reconnect with anyways. Go ahead and open that up. And then once you've started conversations with them and maybe they're showing interest in a challenge group or Shakeology or coaching, you're going to be following up with people on a regular basis. You'll hear this a lot, but the fortune is in the follow-up. So a lot of times life is busy. You'll have someone who is interested in joining you for a challenge group and then you don't hear back from them. So you're like, oh man, you know, I guess they didn't want anything. I guess they decided they changed their mind. But in actuality, they just forgot to message you back. So you really need to make sure and follow up with people. And I always follow up until I get a response with them. So even if it's just, you know, hey, you know, I just wanted to check in because there are some great new specials. I never heard back from you last week. No pressure, just looking to make sure that I didn't miss you for this next challenge group. Okay, invite. So this is inviting to the 30-day challenge group, inviting to a sneak peek into coaching, invite to a free 7-day clean eating. We are doing a free 7-day clean eating group starting on Monday. So this is a great way for you to start conversations with people and you can invite them to this clean eating group. This is an open group. It's free to join and it's just 7 days. It starts on Monday, March 2nd. And you can add people to the group and it's a fun way for them to get some information on how to eat better, eat right, and we do lots of fun stuff. So a lot of times people who join the free groups get a feel for what a challenge group is like and then they'll convert into challengers. So you want to definitely get invites out there. But do not take this as a way to start spewing Beachbody at people. Remember, we're adding value first. So we have to add value to people, make those connections, then we can start inviting them. Once you've connected with someone, then you can extend the invitation. One mistake a lot of coaches make, and I was guilty of this, I did this when I was a new coach, was you think like, okay, well, what's your script? What's like your one little blank, you know, your blanket message that you send to people to get them interested in a challenge group? And there is no such thing, because if you're sending someone a canned message of like, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach and you should join my challenge group and we do this and we do that and da-da-da-da-da. Think about how you would feel getting that on the other end. Like if someone sent me that, I'm probably not going to respond because I'm going to think like, okay, they're trying to sell something to me and they're calling me fat. That's awesome.
No. You know that feeling you get when you like go to look at cars and the car salesman comes up and you're just automatically like, oh my God, he's about to like try and get me to buy this car and walk off the lot right now. Like you can't stand a car salesman. That's pretty much the message you give people when you do the cut and paste message. Like, hey, I'm a coach and let's just do a challenge and blah, blah, blah. I haven't talked to you in 8 years, but I still want you to buy something from me and just go start running on a treadmill. Like, yeah, we can't do that.
Yeah, so make sure that your invites are coming organically and naturally from the conversations where you're adding value to people and starting conversations. And what I'll do, honestly, because a lot of times, you know, Beachbody doesn't come up when I'm reconnecting with someone, but I'll connect with someone. I'll start, you know, following them on Facebook a little bit closer, getting to know them more. And then after a while, we've gone back and forth. And maybe 3 or 4 days goes by and I'll message them just like a hey, by the way message. Like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm doing a challenge group. I don't know if you have any fitness goals right now, but if you do, I would love to share with you how I might be able to help you. And it's just a nice way to put it out there. And it's after you've already built a relationship with them, and you'd be surprised how much better off that comes, because they know that you're doing it as just kind of like from a place of caring, rather than I need to make a sale and she needs to buy this. And so definitely connect with people. This is a big one. Add 5 new friends on Facebook each day. This is because you need to constantly be expanding your market. Your warm market will eventually die out. So if you're constantly looking for new friends on Facebook and adding people, then you're constantly going to be growing your market. So that's something to keep in mind. And Facebook does a really good job of helping you out that, just because they have that rolling feed of people you may know. So I always look through there and click a few people a day and add them. If you get involved with any groups of things that you enjoy, maybe you really like I'm in a mom's group for local Gainesville moms. I've become friends with a lot of them. Or if you're really into reading, maybe you can get into a reading group on Facebook, or you can search for just about anything on Facebook and find a group that's already established and start making friends.
Brian, like you guys know, Brian has sensory processing disorder. I found a group that supports parents of children with sensory processing disorder, and I met a few moms in there, and one of them has bought a challenge pack for me. So you really, you can really think outside the box with any kind of group you can think of. You can find something related and join it.
Yeah.
Today I joined I Love My Shelties.
There you go.
All sorts of pages. Okay, this is another important part to touch on, is posting on Facebook 2 to 3 times a day. So don't worry about this part where it says or like page. That's if you have a like page that you're going to start. For right now, we're going to focus on you using your personal Facebook page. So I know some of you have already put it out there that you're a coach, and that's awesome. So now what you guys start thinking about is that your Facebook is pretty much like your business friend. So make sure that when you're posting stuff on Facebook, keep it positive, keep it lighthearted, but people need to know about you, because they're not buying a challenge pack just because they like the product. They're going to buy it from someone that they connect with, and they're going to connect with you if they know you. So like Laurel and I were talking today, and we both live in Gainesville. We went to the same high school. And so we have a lot of mutual friends, but it's not an issue for us because we have our own client base, because people connect with different people. So the people who connect with Laurel aren't necessarily going to connect with me. So when they decide that they're ready to take their journey, they're going to come to the person who they connect with the most. So you want to be sharing your life on Facebook. You want to be sharing, we use the 80-20 rule. So 80% of your posts should be about you and your life, things that you enjoy, things that you're doing. If you really like cooking, share about your cooking. If you are big in the church, share about stuff from church. If you have kids, share about your kids. Whatever is big in your life. If you're really into sports, share about sports. And then 20% of the time, you should be sharing Beachbody related things. So this would be your Shakeology, your workouts, your challenge groups, all that kind of stuff. So you want to kind of think of it as your own little reality show, and people should get to know you through your posts on Facebook. Always make sure and keep it positive. I know we all have crappy days, but no one wants to come to someone for help if they see you on there like, oh, today sucked and I had such a crappy day and life is horrible. No one wants someone like that to help them on their journey. So be a positive influence in people's lives. Laurel, do you want to add anything to that? feel like I'm jabbering.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Just really, and I would always stay away from something controversial. I know that, Facebook is huge for, you see like something like just anything. And I'm not saying like, don't post about religion, like, or politics, but like find a classy way to do it if you are, because there's people, and the thing, I don't know, we all have our own niches, right? We all have everything that we kind of like. I like tattoos, and I kind of like punk rock and stuff like that. So every once in a while, like I'll like post about something like that, but in a classy way. Not everybody's gonna like punk or tattoos or whatever. So maybe that's not the person that would want to work with me, and that's okay. But like, I just think anything controversial, like I was saying, I actually had a coach who quit not too long ago because she just decided it wasn't for her. She posted a lot about abortion, and I'm not going to say whether she was against it or for it, because that doesn't matter. The point is it was a really controversial subject. So, you have to think about like people, something that's going to make somebody like really upset like that. They're not going to come to you and want to work with you if you're, posting about that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying don't have an opinion about that stuff, but maybe just keep that opinion to yourself, because Facebook really is your business platform now. And you have to think about it as, your posts can either promote you or demote you in your business. And so that's a really good way to just think about it. Like every time you go to post something, just think about, well, if I was looking at this post, would I hit like, or would I share this post? And then just think about like, oh, well, is this post going to promote me in my business, or is it going to demote me? And if it's something that you think you would kind of look at it and be like, oh, why is that person posting that? Then you definitely should not post it. And yeah.
Right. And especially like, if you're going to post about the business, we really suggest not posting like stock photos. Like, don't just find a picture on Google of like Autumn Calabrese and her working out to, advertise 21 Day Fix. Like, people don't want to see the product. They want to see you. So, I always try to take like, and Deke always makes fun of me. My husband always makes fun of me because like I'm always taking like selfies, but whatever, I don't care. So like, so like take a selfie of you with your Shakeology, or, like a picture of you all sweaty and messy after your workout, and like keep it real. People want to see the real stuff. That's what they connect with.
But never ever, if I ever see one of you post a picture of you kissing your Shakeology, I will seriously kick your butt. Do not do that. It's tacky. I see coaches do it all the time, and it is so tacky. Like, yes, we love our Shakeology. We get it. But do not kiss your Shakeology, guys. Just don't do it.
Okay, so this is another part, and you guys all learned about this the other day with our 3 vital behaviors, but be a product of the product. So you need to be working out and drinking your Shake-O daily. Personal development. So what are you doing for your personal development, and make sure you're doing it each day. Remember, this can be anything that's moving you forward. So YouTube videos count, podcasts count. If you're reading a book, that's great. But it doesn't have to be a book. I know for me personally, like there's some great books out there, and I definitely have aspirations to one day read those books. But at this point in my life, that's just not something that can happen. So I stick to podcasts and YouTube videos, and I do it all while I'm in my car, because we all have commutes somewhere. So you have at least 10 minutes in your car every day where you can put on a YouTube video and listen to it. And you can just Google stuff on Beachbody. You want to know how to rank advance? Put in YouTube, Beachbody rank advancement, and videos will pop up, and you can start watching them.
You can even look up like forming relationships. If you feel like that's something you're lacking in, you can type in forming relationships, and guaranteed the first thing that'll pop up is Beachbody videos about forming relationships. So it's really anything you need improvement on.
And definitely check out, I always tell my coaches to check out the Beachbody podcast, because they have all the stuff from Summit last year on there. So all the top coaches, all their seminars. all the wake-up calls with tons of great information. And so those are always a great resource if you have nothing else. And those are like 30, 45 minutes each, and just pop them in and listen, like while you're getting ready in the morning, driving in your car. You can always just take in information. Okay. And then the last thing on here is challenge group check-in. Check in daily with your challengers, add value, post you being a product of the product. So once you establish some challengers and have your challenge group, that is definitely something you're going to want to do, because having great challenge groups gets you great coaches like you guys. So that's how you would use this sheet. And this is your most important sheet on here. Is keeping track that you're doing these behaviors. If you look up here at the top, there's some other tabs. Before I move on, did anyone have any questions about this sheet and how to use it? Or are we good?
We're good.
I'm good.
Okay. Forming. So this form is a acronym. It means family, occupation, recreation, and message. So what they're saying here is, I'm going to write down someone's name. This person is Megan Ewaldson, and I talked to her about all these things. I talked to her about her family, her occupation, what she does for fun, and then I got the message of, how I could help her. And this is kind of my Cliff's notes on our conversation I put in this box. She struggled with an eating disorder and wants to build muscle and needs a good something or another. I don't know, cut off. And so then when am I going to follow up? And there's nothing else over there. Okay, so we're good with that. So any questions on forming? Okay, I'm moving on. Follow up with 5. Use this tracker to make notes on those who are interested in products and want to join a challenge group. So when you're talking to a lot of people, you might lose track of who you need to go back to and follow up with. Some people are going to give you no's right off the bat, and that's fine, because a no is never a concrete no. It's always a not right now. So the people who are interested and you want to keep following up with, you can move them over to this list. And sometimes, you find a better system, but this is a great way to do it. And I love that they start using like Saved by the Bell people. So Kelly Kapowski is the next one. So she's interested in Shakeology, and she was referred by Screech. She's breastfeeding and she doesn't have time to eat. So what are her goals? She really wants to lose her baby weight and gain confidence. She's so busy, she doesn't have time to eat. So she wants help with nutrition and ready to take time. So, so this is what I gained from, remember, we formed her already. So we already formed her. So when I moved her to follow up, I could already put right in here what she did, what we learned from that conversation. Then for her why and her goals, so now I'm digging deeper with her. These are her goals and her why. Why is she going to commit to this challenge? Once she commits, I'm going to put down, yes, she committed, and what she purchased, the 21-day fix challenge pack. Move to challenge group tracker. Yes. Okay, well, that goes right here. New challengers. Look at that. And so we would move her over here. So we already have a friend on here, Zach Morris. Okay, this was the date that I followed up with him, and he ordered max 30. He purchased it. See, I followed up on the 13th, and he purchased it on the 14th. And I'm adding him to the group that starts on the 26th. Any referrals? Yes, he referred Steve. Okay, so you can see how these pages all kind of flow together. These are keeping track of your new friends, if you wanted to do that. I don't think that's like a necessity right now. I think right now you should just be kind of forming relationships and talking to people. Leads, we'll talk about that later. That's for when you're Emerald, so don't worry about that page right now. Okay, Dream Team. So these are coach prospects. So think Dream Team. Who are those friends who you would love to have on your team? Keep an ongoing list here. You'll work from here once you build relationships and form these friends and family members. So this person wants info about how she can get Shakeology at a discount, and you invited her to the sneak peek coaching group. So these are going to be people who you think either want to be a discount coach or you see lots of leadership qualities in who they might actually want to take off with the business. So you would kind of keep a running list and then you can approach them about it at a later time or ongoing. So do these sheets make sense to everyone?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. I know that it can be a lot to take in right now. So what I really, really, really want you to focus on, if you can just focus on 2 things for me, the weekly goals tracker, the win the day tracker, and you can simplify this to meet your needs, and forming. So automatically, when you are doing this first thing, the 5 people you talk to, you should be adding them right here. So I'm going to say, I talked to Laurel today, I talked to Rachel today, I talked to Desiree today, I talked to Alicia today, and I talked to Bridget today. I'm going to put the date, and then I'm going to talk about everything we talked about, and then what day I'm going to follow up. And then tomorrow, I'm going to pick 5 new people, put their info. I'm going to say, okay, these are my 5 people today that I talked to. This is my date, and this is what we talked about. And this is the date I'm going to follow up. Okay, so you can see how it goes. Is everyone clear on that? I feel like I might be losing you a little bit.
I'm here.
It's a lot, you guys. I know it's a lot. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. When I first started coaching, I kind of thought all this was silly, and I felt like almost like, oh, I'm just going to reinvent the wheel and kind of do it my way. And I didn't do well. And there's a reason why all this stuff is in place and why it's so important, because, you know, if you think about it, like, basically you just bought into your own business. And if you bought into, I don't know, any business, a hair salon, you're not just going to go to the hair salon and sit there and say, like, all right, I'm just going to wait for the customers to roll on in and get their hair done. And I've never advertised and I've never made a client book or anything, right? You're going to like build a client base. You're going to get the word out that this is your business. And that's what all this is about, is just like there's bookkeeping in businesses and all that stuff. Like, this is the kind of like boring, like mundane stuff that you just do, but the rewards are humongous when you do it. Like, it's just incredible what rewards you can reap from just doing something as little as tracking, you know, all this stuff. It's just really important that you know that this is a business, that if you treat it like a business, then you will be successful. And I mean, if you imagine in 3 years from now where you could possibly be just from doing this stuff, the possibilities really are endless.
And it all comes down to just that, you know, staying consistent and really writing it down. Because I do this all the time where I'm like, oh, I'll remember that I messaged that person, and I'll write him back later. And I never remember. So write it down. Even if, like, I don't always use a tracker. Sometimes, you know, a lot of times for me, it's easier just to have a notepad, and I write people's names down on a notepad. And I just mark the date off on the page, write their names down with a little note next to their names, what I talked about. And then that way I can go back to that page and look at, okay, on Tuesday I talked to these people, you know. So find a system that works for you. This gives you an idea and an outline, but everyone uses a system that works for them. Some people do it on the computer, some people do it handwritten, some people use the notepad on their phone, you know. And it doesn't have to be 5 people a day. It could be 2 people a day. You know, if you're working a full-time job and have all these other commitments, maybe 2 people a day or 3 people a day is more doable than 5 people a day. Or like, I find myself doing spurts where I'll contact like 10 or 15 people in one day, and then do slow follow-ups for a few days, and then do like another 15 people, and then do follow-ups. So you have to figure out a system that works for you and your schedule and your time commitment. But you have to be consistent in whatever you decide is going to be your system. But definitely be consistent in your Facebook posts. And like we said, not all about Beachbody, but just about life. And be consistently talking to people. Just making those connections, because once you connect with them, even if you never talk to them about Beachbody, they're going to see your Beachbody posts. And then when they're like, hey, you know what? I want to lose 15 pounds. And, you know, I saw that you posted this thing about this challenge group. Can you tell me about it? So even if you never talk to them about Beachbody, once you make that connection, you're going to be in their news feed, first of all, if you've been like liking and commenting on their stuff. But then second of all, you're going to be the person they think of because they've been seeing you do it consistently. And they're like, wow, Alicia's really kept up with this and she's had really good results. So it must really work because I've been seeing her do this for 6 months now. So I'm going to ask her what she's doing, you know? So consistency really is the key, and planting seeds. So does that make sense to everyone?
Yep.
I feel like I asked that question.
It's like,
Bridget, are you there?
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
It's just facing the ceiling. Sorry. I'm here.
oh, should we do like shout outs too? Like rank advancement shout outs? Because I feel like we have some good stuff to announce.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to congratulate Desiree is going on Success Club 8 in her first week of business, which is incredible. And she is at Emerald.
I just signed 2
congratulations.
tonight.
That's like the fastest I've ever seen.
That's awesome.
And then Bridget, you go ahead with your coaches I know there was rank advancement on your side too. So
yeah, Bridget's rank advancing herself to Emerald, and she signed.
Yeah.
You signed a new coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then
I sure did.
Yes, you did. And Alicia's at Success Club 2, and she just signed as a coach last week.
Baller.
Awesome.
When does it reset?
Every month. So the first of the month it resets.
That's so depressing. Hey, guess what? The next month is right around the corner, though.
Yeah.
Look at it as an opportunity you've got this, girl. You've got this. And then congratulations, Shannon, who's going diamond tomorrow.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you, Bridget.
And now it takes 10 to 7 points to go diamonds?
No, it takes 8 coaches, 2 of which have to be emerald on each leg.
Leg, okay.
Yeah, so diamond is based on your downline.
Get to work.
So that's a big team building thing. But Desiree, I'm sure you will be there before you know it. Bridget's on fire. I know she's going to hit diamond soon.
Yeah.
And by the way, I hope all you guys have gotten on the wait list for the cruise. Just because you didn't get a ticket, that does not mean you won't get on. So get on that wait list because we want you guys all on that cruise with us. And tons of people cancel towards the end because they get pregnant or they've got stuff that happens, and tons of stuff comes up. So you guys all get on that wait list so we can all get to Jamaica together in 2016.
And Laura,
I got an email confirming I was like wait list 3,272. I was pretty excited. What date? What is the date? It's in March sometime.
12th through the 16th of 2016.
Well, if it's not in the fall, I have a chance. I know, same thing.
Yeah, they usually do them in the springtime for the Success Club trips. Laurel, can you post the link for the wait list so that they can get on the wait list?
Yeah, yep.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your night to join us on this call. If you think of any questions, post them in the group so that we can answer them for anyone else who also might have the same question. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Have a great night, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Night, guys.
Bye.